Below the surface, you know how we rock. Below the surface, you know how we rock. Below the surface, you know how we rock. Below the surface, you know how we rock.
Below the surface, live from the underground, give it to you straight, uncut, no runaround. Towering over all of y'all, conscious of the ups and downs.
Telling you the unfiltered truth, we don't play around. We got the best guests,
DJ the best sets, Mickey's in both hands, don't kick the hornet's nest.
Below the surface, home of the divine.
Where independent artists get to shine.
Below the surface, you know how we rock. Below the surface, you know how we rock. Below the surface, you know how we rock. Below the surface, you know how we rock.
Aha!
What to do?
Oh. Welcome.
Below the surface.
Yeah,
we got Yuri Basho Lane today.
Damn, Josh, you jump in the tree. Jump in the tree. You're jumping the gun there, sir.
Sorry, I'm just a little
excited.
Relax. No, we do got Yuri Lane in the building though.
What's up, y'all?
What up?
Yo.
Let's get this kicked off the normal way.
My bad.
I'm your boy Dirtbag Johnny in the place to be.
I'm DJ Rick Rock.
It's your boy T-Dub.
It's me, the mighty Josh Tree, at your surface.
Josh Tree. And in the building, we got Yuri Lane in the building. Oh.
Bring it, baby. Bring it.
Hey.
Good morning.
Hey.
Yeah.
I see you're rocking the True Heads clothing hat there, sir.
Oh yeah, man. True heads for the win.
Shout out to Neil Taylor, one of my homeboys.
Hell yeah.
Corian.
With the fat lace lids, bro. Got to get them with Kangos.
Yep.
The lids. Hell yeah. Hip hop classic.
.com, baby.
Yep. You got it, man. First time ever somebody's rocked one on the show besides me and Rick Rock, I think.
Oh, really? That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm always
represent. It's on the logo when you see it on the intro.
Yep.
I know. I saw that. I was like, hey.
Gotta represent. Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man.
Great minds think alike.
That's right.
And cover their minds with the similar gear.
It's more than just a hat rack.
So I'm gonna kick this morning's session off with a very important question for all of us here. How important do you think the sound guy is during a live performance?
Oh man,
it's everything.
Yeah.
If he's not on point, the show's done for. That's it.
The quality of the audio is what sets the atmosphere. You know.
Yeah.
Right.
You gotta know what you're doing.
You gotta know the name of
you gotta have an ear for it.
You know,
really
you got to find out what that person's name is who's running sound. Create a relationship with them, like in 5 seconds, to let them know that like they're really important. And then if the sound is wickety whack, you know, as you were saying earlier, if you're playing music, right? If the DJ is not happy with the music, if the MC is not happy with the sound, fucking game over. So you gotta clean it up real quick, you gotta know their name. And if hey, sound guy, be like, that's not gonna work. And that's what I learned earlier. I was like, hey, sound guy, and then there was like, heard nothing. Shit, what's the name? God damn, Joe, Sam. Going, and literally I had to like name off 7 or 8. Finally like got the name. But yeah, it's super important.
So the concert I was at last night wasn't really my vibe, but you know, good music though is good music.
Okay.
The fucking mic sucked. It sucked from the beginning to the end, and the only one that had balls to say anything was the last act. It was muddy. It sounded like shit. I think it was clashing with the speakers because you were getting a lot of like crunchy, like real crunchy. And he let it ride the whole concert, dude. Okay. Which kind of killed the experience of anything for any.
That should have been taken care of in sound check.
Exactly. They had all day to fix that, and they still rode with it, dude.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear, dude.
Abominable.
Boo. Yeah, boo.
That's why sound check is so important, though.
Your
Too.
sound guy sucked. Get him
No,
up.
the sound guy was trash, dude.
Let me go up there.
Yeah.
Remember that? I think it was the end of Balloon State of Mind. It's like, oh, this mic smells awful.
Yeah.
You know, and like this mic sounds awful.
Exactly, dude. Oh man, dude, such a terror. And you know what? Nobody gave a fuck. It was everybody enjoyed themselves, so that's all that matters. But like I said, that concert got taken down. Not taken down, but it kind of like
Lowered the.
it killed it. Yeah, it lowered the experience for me. So it went from not my vibe to oh my god, this is terrible.
Yeah.
Damn, I need to ask for.
Yeah, pretty much. Anyways, I just want to get that out the way.
We got a good sound guy on this show, right?
Yeah, we do.
Awesome.
Makes his own sounds.
That's right.
How long you been in the beatbox game, sir?
So I've literally been beatboxing since I was 9 years old. So I'm 54, and so I've been beatboxing for a really long time. But like, when I say like beatboxing professionally, since I was 25. So I've been beatboxing, 28 years, 29 years, and beatbox has always been a part of me. You know, I started acting professionally at age 11, and that kind of like organically really helped with my beatboxing, because as an actor, you're using your voice as an instrument. You're learning how to throw your voice. But beatbox was just always a part of kind of my everyday, you know.
Who turned you on? Where did you first hear that? And was like, oh, that's cool. I like that shit.
Saturday night in San Francisco. That's my hometown, San Francisco. And there's this incredible radio station, public radio station, 89.5 KPOO Radio San Francisco. And they had one of the first hip hop shows. And I started, listening, and I heard Buffy from the Fat Boys. I want to, and then I was like, yo, and then Dougie Fresh played that same night. Boom! And I was like, oh my gosh, it just hit me. And I really like got attuned to it. But what got me into beatboxing is that remember the radio? You'd listen to the radio and be like, and you go through the
Yeah.
And I would flip through the radio, and I would try to mimic the sounds of the radio, and I started kind of like, listen to Michael Jackson and just really, really got into it. And I just kind of became part of my existence. And I was a b-boy, so I'd go to the Boys and Girls Club, and they lay out the linoleum. We would start breakdancing, and this is in the early '80s, and the boom boxes started coming out, and sometimes we didn't have the batteries, and there would be a cipher, and I just started to beatbox, but like kind of what kind of set it off is that I would walk to school. Remember, like, you walk to school, and I think I was in third grade, and I was walking to school, and these little probably fifth graders came up to me and they say, "Hey, give me your lunch money. Give me your lunch money."
Hell no.
And they're like, "Okay, all right."
You can keep your lunch money.
So like, this, white boy Yuri, they would call me and stuff like that, and it just was a way to kind of enter into that community, and I used it as a way to engage with like public life, walking around the streets of San Francisco. And I grew up in the Haight-Ashbury.
Wow.
In hippie land.
Yeah.
So my dad was a jazz a fanatic visual artist. My mom was a violinist, and music and art was always part of our lives. We always had drums and congas in the house, so percussion really like was just naturally my thing. My younger sister, stand-up bass player, so my mom gave her a viola to start playing a violin, and she gave me the violin, and I was like, yeah,
Put it down.
okay, I was like, okay, this is for me, and that's kind of how I started beatboxing, and I just haven't stopped.
Hell yeah.
You said the Haight Ashbury
Yeah.
area. Enlighten us a little bit for those that don't know about Haight Ashbury, and tell us about how it was in the 80s, because I hear about that. I'm thinking about the 60s, the hippie movement.
Yeah, well, so when I was born in '71, and the Haight Ashbury still was a countercultural mecca where you could be who you wanted to be, you could love who you wanted to love. It was a wild scene. My parents, in our garage, we had like the first kind of manifestation of a co-op, and so there would be people would bring like fresh produce and stuff, and you could come and for a little money buy from the farmers and stuff. There were a lot of in the 80s it was starting to sort of
Mhm.
it was in the heyday of the late 60s into the 70s, and then
Right.
early 80s came. A lot of the strung out hippies, became homeless, and so you see a lot of the same homeless people on the corner asking for change, and it was but really it was pretty amazing to be a kid and to grow up in that time,
Yeah.
and I was as a white boy, I was kind of a minority in my school at Dudley Stone elementary school. So it was like kids from El Salvador, the
Oh,
Fillmore, a lot of black kids, a lot of kids from Vietnam. So it was super diverse,
yeah.
and it was just like you got exposed to a lot of different culture early, like when I was a kid. And I think that Chicago is similar to that, but very segregated in its neighborhoods. And the Haight Ashbury was just like everybody.
Everybody that.
But obviously, part of the hippie and sort of the Haight Ashbury, a lot of people were strung out. A lot of people were never, you go to San Francisco to find yourself, right? And a lot of people lost themselves, right? So you got a lot of lost people, but they had the food not bombs back in the day, like so people were like, well, how about we feed people instead of spending a fucking bunch of money on bombing people? So it kind of this movement began where people were going out. There was a lot of there was a social net, right? So a lot of people flocked to San Francisco because you could get some medicine, you could get some food. But there's a lot of street musicians, right? A lot of music on the corner. People playing their guitar, and there was the San Francisco Mime Troupe, which is this like political theater group. Then they used to perform in Hippie Hill and Golden Gate Park, and it was just like all these different people, really multi-generational. Like you see, babies, kids, adult professionals and grandparents, who are yippies. My dad was a yippie. If y'all don't know what that is, like that's before the hippies. Like my dad was busting an afro in the '60s, right? But he didn't need any drugs because he was a crazy ass bipolar artist. So like
I'm crazy. I'm eccentric.
Right.
yeah, exactly. Like, are you crazy? Oh no, I'm just an artist. Back
I'm
in
an artist. Fuck off.
yeah, I'm an artist. Fuck off. And so Ashbury was really this place where you could come and discover yourself, lose yourself. But I mean, you know, like there's so many incredible musicians and artists that came from San Francisco.
You
Like,
were
like
exposed to a lot of different cultures and art from those cultures, music from those cultures. So that's
yeah,
pretty
like you know, a lot of street,
melting pot of just I can see that.
lot
But I
of
just wanted to get that out because Haight Ashbury is like legendary for that, you know.
it is
And it's just
legendary.
curious to know you grew up in in the late '70s. You know, you were born in the '70s, but you grew up in the early '80s, the '80s.
Yeah.
So beatboxing just like was your niche right there when you picked it up.
Yeah, I mean, I breakdance. That's how I really got
Oh,
into.
really? You break dance too? No
Oh yeah,
shit.
I was a b-boy. I mean, straight.
Everything.
And
Graffiti,
I was,
everything.
you know, I mean, I did some floor work. I had the gyro and the backspin, but I was like, oh, no, I'm not hurting myself. No.
And especially now these days, man, we can't be going to the doctor for breakdance injuries. We're too old for that now, right?
Like, I don't know about you, but I have thrown my back out doing a backspin. So,
Oh man.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that was just, I got so excited when I heard, you know, Planet Rock Don't Stop, and I was like, oh, I remember hearing the Planet Rock. Remember in the library, you'd go to the library and you'd like watch shit on on tape, like you have people on tape. It was some, I can't even remember the technology, but like I heard Planet Rock in at the school library. They had it, and that set it off. And like, we were breakdancing to Off the Wall. Michael Jackson was kind of like, disco, right?
Music, yeah.
Kind of tapped like, breakdance music and disco. So that really set it off.
That's cool.
Then I just got totally into hip hop. I mean, in middle school, EMD. We started listening, and Big Daddy Kane, and just the list goes on and on and on in terms of the music that's just really that just spoke to me. But what's interesting is that my dad was a jazz fanatic and had all these jazz records, hundreds of jazz records. And he was friends with Thelonious Monk and Lee Morgan and Charles Mingus. And so I got into later, like in high school and in college, I really got into hip hop, digging in the crates and finding the sources of where samples came from. And then like, hip hop, bebop. It's not, a lot of the times,
it correlates.
That hip hop is sort of a grandson or granddaughter of jazz, or even or blues, blues and jazz. And so I really kind of started to discover how hip hop was this collage of different American music art forms.
That's dope.
Yep. And it still is, and it's still taking on new forms and fusions. And I was wondering too, like the transition from being a breaker or a dancer into a producer and beatboxer. Like when I write lyrics, like somehow I feel like I am writing like I would breakdance, like to that same rhythm. I think it's a rhythm that we, individually have. What kind of translations or inspirations do you use when you're creating, some of these pieces? Like, do you ever start dancing to kind of get in a rhythm or in a groove, or vice versa?
Yeah, I'm certainly never like standing there and like MCs, like a lot of MCs are moving their body, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
But what's interesting, guys, is that like I became a professional actor, at age 10. So I started doing. I started modeling because that got me got me an agent, and then I started doing commercials and Game Boy and Kool-Aid coolers and
What?
I rocked a Twix commercial, and that kind of paid for my first year in college.
Damn.
Awesome.
And then in college, I went to this 2-year acting conservatory in California, and I was kind of breakdancing and beatboxing, and I had just had this epiphany, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna tell a story with the beatbox. And so I started doing my own solo beatbox plays. And I did this show called Soundtrack City, San Francisco. And the idea is that every character in my show has their own soundtrack, has their own so I started kind of to think about my neighborhood, right? What's the sound of that neighborhood? And so the music that I've been making really kind of is surrounded of what's the soundtrack of this particular vibe, right? And so the music I create really kind of it's very cinematic. So I'm thinking about kind of a narrative of a story, even though sometimes it's just beats. So that's really kind of what set it off for me as a beatboxer, as a solo beatboxer. And people are like, I love Hamilton. Have you seen Hamilton? It's a great hip hop. I was like, yo, I've been doing hip hop theater 20 years before rock. Which to say that Hamilton, if you haven't seen it, if you've seen it, it's dope.
It is.
It's a musical with hip hop, right? And certain things are in rhyme. But I was in the first hip hop theater festival back in 2003. And I did this solo beatbox play called From Tel Aviv to Ramallah, a beatbox journey. And it's about daily life in Tel Aviv, in Israel, and in Ramallah, in Palestine, right? And that show, sent me all around the United States, all around Europe, into the Middle East. And so my signature show that I did. And that was kind of I did that for about 12 or 13 years. My wife was my writer and director, which was super cool.
That's dope.
Hell yeah.
Create the show through improvisation, through freestyling, and then she would say, oh, that's cool, let's develop that character, and then she would write the dialogue. And then that kind of just set it off. And then she was like, so I'm an academic and I got to get tenure, so do your own fucking shows. A couple of shows after that, but it just kind of changed in terms of she's a really good writer, and so yes. And then after that, kind of transitioned into the music side more, and then performing as a solo beatbox performer.
That's what's up. I see you use a lot. You use a harmonica a lot in some of your videos too, which is pretty dope.
Yeah, that's what separates me from other beatboxers around the world. I had a viral video in 2000. Actually, remember MySpace?
Damn, yeah.
So someone posted this video. I did this beatbox. It was kind of like a little beatbox festival in Washington, D.C. And someone filmed me doing the BeatBox Harmonica, and it went viral for MySpace. And then I did this BeatBox Harmonica video in 2008, and that became the #1 video on YouTube, the #1 music video on YouTube. And then Google invited me to all these different conferences, and I sold the song to LG phones, and that's what people started to really recognize me for. And then when I moved to Chicago, I was like, oh shit, I don't really know how to play the harmonica. I know how to beatbox into it. So I started taking classes at Old Town School of Music, kind of incognito, didn't tell them I was a beatboxer. And then one of my best friends here in Chicago, Doug Fogelson, dope ass artist, photographer. He's a really good harmonica player. So he kind of was like, no, blow in one hole. Don't blow in all the keys, all of the reeds. And I started to develop my style and like, hip hop and blues. So I kind of like hip hop blues style, and the beatbox harmonica has just always been part of my act and part of my music.
Let's
How
get
did
into one
you-
of the videos. Oh, go ahead, Josh.
I was gonna ask how you ended up in Chicago from San Francisco.
So I followed the academic. My wife Rachel is a professor at UIC, and so she has been at UIC since 2003. Yeah, so we moved to our friends had a house in Bucktown, and there was a house for rent on their same block on Cortez, and yeah, and then that set it off. And I was just like so blessed to from San Francisco, which is a small city, and we moved to Chicago, home of the blues and home of. And as I got older and I sort of started living in Chicago, like, oh my gosh, the hip hop scene was super big and alive and had its own separate vibe than New York and California and the Bay Area. And so that's what like, why did you leave San Francisco? I was like, I follow where the
like cold weather.
Yeah, like Chicago, and like a couple of years later, it was like the fucking thunder snow and everyone being like caught on Lakeshore,
Oh yeah,
I remember that shit.
right? But that was like, that seems like many eons ago, because we're experiencing climate collapse. Because y'all know, like, the winters are nothing like it was back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The snow, not like before.
That's
I
what
don't know.
Chicago, yeah.
It's a piece of cake these days.
Yeah.
No, we got
Nothing.
haze now. We got hazy as a weather. I mean, like a season. The seasons are changing. There's like 6 seasons now.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I don't know if it was like Newsweek or some fucking science article.
It's
But
not
yeah,
just rain, it's a rain event. You
Yeah.
have a month of rain in a day. So shit is
Yep.
Yeah. So if your basement is flooded, I feel really bad for you. Our fucking basement. We're coming back from northern Wisconsin last Sunday, and we get a call from our friend who's taking care of our place and our cat that our basement was flooding. And I thought it was because of the rain, but it was our fucking water heater busted.
Oh damn.
Damn.
So-
it busted.
What's that?
It busted. The tank busted.
It was leaking, and then it and then it wasn't working. So then it started coming out of the pipes in our basement.
Yeah. That
Oh,
sucks.
But our insurance, we have home insurance, so it's going to be covered. So yeah, I've got like dehumidifiers and massive fans downstairs. Got a demo crew coming up tomorrow to take out a wall in our first floor bathroom. We've got some mold growing in the room where the water heater is. So, but we're blessed because a lot of people got their, they just finished their basements and just got.
Oh damn.
You know what I mean? So yeah.
Could be worse, right?
Could be a lot worse. But yeah, I mean, Chicago has been really good to me in terms of all the different communities, especially hip hop. I'll tell this story about meeting GQ, the teacher, and finding the different beatboxers who had been living in Chicago.
Yeah.
And then what's so interesting is like, just meeting you, Josh, in older days, before, like, and as getting tapped into folks like, like the Nacrobats and Pugs Adams, who I met, way back in like 2007, and started meeting folks at the Silver Room Block Party, and like started so many different hip hop communities, and then recently, like, putting my harmonicas and my microphone and stuff at the Hip Hop Heritage Museum. I don't know if y'all have been there on 61st in Indiana, but like
check it out.
To like be part of
yeah, you're in the museum. You're a piece
up.
of Chicago hip hop history. I mean, just
That's
hip hop
dope.
history,
Yeah. So yeah, it's been a blessing, and also just like so many dope ass DJs and breakdancers, and the whole sort of the elements of hip hop are really highly represented in Chicago.
That's right, man.
Yeah.
So we're in the half-hour mark, man. Let's go ahead and
Yeah.
make some videos.
Let's do
Yeah, but-
that.
Play some videos, bust a move.
Just to let you know, that video that you found is it's from, I don't know, 8 or 9 years ago, and it's so interesting because like a lot of people have the attention span of a TikTok video of 10 seconds, right? So it's kind of like you watch it sort of build up. I'm using this RC30 dual track recorder. Now I'm using the RC505, which has 5 channels, 5 tracks. But yeah, people can get a sense of what I do, and yeah, roll.
Let's get into it.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
Let's rock it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Man.
That was kind of cool. I haven't seen that video. In shit, for booking, yurilane.com got fucking hacked. So
Ooh.
Oh, damn.
Oh, damn.
I am Yuri Basho Lane at Gmail.
Okay, there you go.
Yuri Basho Lane, that's right.
Yeah, we'll make sure that we get all your plugs and everything,
Mm-hmm.
in the posting of the
Absolutely.
podcast. And
Yeah,
dude, man, you got quite the process. You have the the organic, harmonica and beatbox coming from you, and then all of your digital, you know, attributions and equipment, like would you mind telling us some of your processes, or one of your favorite processes when creating a beat or a sound or a project?
Yeah, kind of like it all starts, you know, like using the RC30. It's just dual track. It only has about 4 effects, but I really kind of like honed into that, and would, you know, and started sampling just myself. Would like start out with the beatbox, you know, with the drums, and I was like, okay, we need the bass line, right, and then some hi-hats, and then some, you know, tones or some trumpet, add some trumpet, and then I have kind of, you know, a beat, and then begin to sort of do a live mashup of that beat with the effects, and sort of seeing that the whole song happen live.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started adding different components, different effects. But I want to kind of talk about like recently, because it was a lot of the times it was all about like all vocals, all beatbox, and then the harmonica, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when I got the RC505, I had not 2 tracks, I had 5 tracks, and each track on the playback you can have effects, and then as you're recording you can have effects. So each channel has effects, and obviously when I would add the harmonica, I would use the harmonica almost like the bass, like a bass tone, and then I have these like a low end harmonica, and then low end harmonica I could solo with if it was like a low C, then I would solo with a normal C harmonica.
Okay.
And that was like and create that song live, doing a lot of it live. But so like I don't use Ableton, and then when I go in the studio, like I'm, you know, working on this album Planet BTBX. Josh Tree is going to be on this projects, and probably
All right.
all you
Yes,
motherfuckers.
sir, that's what's up.
Yeah.
And so I added my boy, hooked me up with his son's late 90s Yamaha keyboard. And so I've recently been utilizing the keyboard and adding drums from the keyboard. And that kind of has taken my music to a new place.
Uh-huh.
And so I'll start out and beatbox will be part of it, but then I start adding drums, you know, a bass kick, and then synthesizers, and then I was started using like, oh, I'm gonna use this oboe setting, then I'm gonna use this flute setting, and then creating this more of an orchestral sound, and like you guys could probably hear, oh, there I can hear the beatbox, but then it's like when it all comes down to it, it's just music, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like it's all beatbox. He's doing all that with his voice, which is great. You see these other beatboxers, these new generations of beatboxers who are just like, I didn't think that they could, like, that beatbox could keep leveling up, but it is.
Uh-huh. Yeah, every element, you know.
Right. But here's the thing. You know, a lot of beatboxers like are, you know, Europe, Asia, and a lot of them are emulating EDM, right?
Yeah.
And
You're right.
you know, I want to hear for me, I want to hear more hip hop,
Right.
which is fine, you know. And so, but there can emulate.
Yeah.
I'm just like, to me, it sounds like the Cookie Monster. Cookie Monster.
Right.
You know, wait for the drop. Wait for the drop.
Yeah, I know.
But that was, you know, like, wow, shit, they can make these sounds. So started creating, but you know what? I would like, if I were a DJ, it would be like Pete Rock,
Oh shit, Pete Rock, hell yeah.
Premier,
Damn.
mixed in with some Mad Lib,
Yeah.
Shaheed Muhammad. You know, like those are some of my like big inspirations. I mean, Premier is like, you know, had the opportunity to meet Premier and Guru in San Francisco a long time ago, and so I was really getting into. I was doing my crate digging and sampling jazz records. So it's like, so I have a project where I'm kind of like working with jazz legends who have transitioned. And so like if I were able to do a collaboration with Alice Coltrane, this is what it sound like. So I would sample, but I sample like old school style. I take the microphone to my Bluetooth or take the microphone to the speaker and sample it that way. So it's
Okay.
lo-fi, right? So it kind of still has that organic sound. So sometimes I'll use samples, and I usually use samples like, you know, in the beginning of jazz record, like when Coltrane is beginning to play and you hear the sort of him starting to warm up, right? Or like a jazz quartet starting to kind of warm
the crescendo.
not the main groove or the main that main melody of a song. So that's kind of the way I get into sampling music. And then I'll sample, you know, different sounds. Like I did a lot of like as a kid field recordings with my tape deck, you know, you go down and press record. I mean, I'm tripping on this, but my younger sister, like we had all of these like 250 45s and we would like pretend like we had a radio show and we would like records and just do skits and shit and, you know, a little bit of beatboxing. So I've always been into sampling the world, you know, and also just music and sort of, you know, the relationship between the vocals and samples.
Yeah, you never know where the inspiration's going to come from.
Yeah,
anywhere.
You did send me
in the
this
whole big wide world.
Let's check out some more videos.
Okay.
Hold on. He sent me a song called like Lee Morgan. Speaking of Lee Morgan. Let's check that out, man. It's not a video, but we'll check out the song.
Check it out before the Lee Morgan, right? That Lee Morgan sample, I think it is Lee Morgan. And my dad hung out with Lee Morgan the night before he was shot.
Oh, damn.
Oh, shit. Wow.
And his wife shot him.
Wow. It's
But Lee Morgan was an incredible trumpet player, if y'all don't know. Play that.
Let's go.
Below the surface.
Below the
Check it
surface.
out.
But I can rock the below the surface. Below. Surface. Below. The surface. Below. The surface. I can't hear it, but that's all right.
Yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I didn't hear a damn thing, but that's all right.
Oh shit.
We heard it.
Yes, we
Yeah,
did.
we heard it sounded good.
Yeah.
I love the
Good.
panning. When you
Sure.
started panning back and forth,
Yeah.
that shit was pretty dope.
Nice.
No, the sound clarity, everything was good.
Okay, good. Yes. Yeah, that was from 2020. You know,
Oh, wow. Okay.
that was my mixtape.
Oh wow, mixtape.
Yeah, my you know, it's called Yuri Basho Lane because I got hacked, Yuri Lane at Gmail. That's why I cannot access my YouTube channel anymore. So I'll
Damn.
like reinvent myself with my email. But yeah, that's what the RC30 dual track. So I would go in the studio and do a live take with, you know, plug in, boom, right into the mixer and do some takes. It's like a lot of the songs are a couple minutes long, so they're just you know, which is interesting because of like, you know, now a lot of like we were talking about like coming out with an album that the songs are even shorter than 2 minutes, you know.
Mhm.
But yeah, let's get it started. You know, let's get it
Yes,
started.
sir.
Let's get it started. And yeah, that was kind of like, you know, I was saying I was gonna come out with a mixtape, and I did. So now the next is Planet BTBX.
Word. We'll get into one more video, man.
Drop for the show. Like send us something that we could put on the show for a drop because it's pretty.
I got
cool.
one even better. This is one even better. I think that I would like to offer you to do the next theme music for the next season, brother.
Yeah, let's do it. It's
Hell
on.
Hell yeah. There we go.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be an honor, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be dope.
So fucking cool. Hell yeah.
We'll get into, we'll find we'll have the loop station, and then we'll just create it. You know?
Yeah, we got plenty of time though. We just started this season, so
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah.
hell yeah.
It'll just be it'll be that much more to marinate, and
Yeah.
it'll be that much better of a track.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir. Yes,
dude.
sir.
We'll get another video though.
Yeah, we got that set up. That's dope for 26.
yeah.
Hell
Let's
yeah.
get in the tunnel box. Let's
Oh,
check that out.
Hell yeah. Let's get into some more
Yeah.
shit.
This is in San Francisco, in Golden Gate Park. My boy Sharif Azat, who's my collaborator, he's been my like providing live visuals for my show. He's just a super dope genius computer guy, and he's filmed some videos that have gotten a couple million views. But this particular video, I'm just it, and I love the sort of like the live element of just like, it's a natural echo chamber, right? And like we're all trying to find that dope place how our voices sound dope, right, in a natural environment. Like, so yeah, I mean, ain't nothing like a tunnel for a beatboxer.
Hell yeah. Let's check it out, man.
All right.
That was dope, man, to see you actually do it with no with nothing, just your voice, and the harmonica was super dope, dude.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Amazing
And the
stuff,
natural
man.
acoustics. That was really
Yeah,
good.
you sound
was
like
really
a
good.
train coming down the tunnel, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, you know,
Very unique. No one, I could never see no one else doing something like that with a
No.
harmonica.
That was dope.
yeah,
What you do is very unique and is extraordinary as like an extension from beatboxing to using an instrument, utilizing that together, and then adding effects to it is just very imaginative, bro. I give you
thank you,
kudos.
man. Appreciate it. Yeah,
Coming up with the whole concept is just so
Yeah.
original.
Like
man.
a true one man band.
Yeah, you know what's really kind of beautiful about the beatbox harmonica, y'all. Like, I mean, when my video went viral, and people were, you know, like now picking up the harmonica, again.
Appreciate it, yeah.
People
Inspiring.
were picking it was inspiring, and
Mhm.
you know, I mean, there were some people who tried to really bite my style and like say that they started it. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
But you know, once you put your shit out there, it's out there in the world, and for the most part, like it gave people joy every time every time I do the beatbox harmonica. I mean, I started doing it back in '93 in acting school. Like we were doing Henry V, and every little group had an act to do, and I just brought the harmonica out, and all of a sudden it was like it's like a hit down, like a hold down. You know, people started clapping their hands. And I was like, it made people happy, made people smile. I got like, remember when people used to comment on YouTube, right? You know, they would make a comment, they would actually comment on the video and not start some fucking
Yeah.
Mhm.
shitting and talking about some other shit. And I'm like, you know, I got stuff like comments of like people who are like, I've been suffering from cancer, and I've been listening to your harmonica, and it just gave me joy. I was like, boom, you know, like,
Hell yeah.
you know. But here's the thing, like I went to this blues club on the south side of Chicago, right? And I was like, hey, I'd like to perform. I do the beatbox harmonica. And he's like, oh really? You know, we call that the Mississippi saxophone. And people have been chugging into the harmonica. Let me grab a harmonica.
Uh-oh.
Live performance.
Oh shit.
You know, but people have been like, you know, what's so funny is I have like 100 harmonicas, but because I'm a beatboxer harmonica player, I've blown through all of my reeds, so I need to like get a harmonica without the shit. But anyways, these is like one of the low harmonicas, but you know, harmonicas, right? People have been trying to play the harmonica like, and they would try to emulate the sounds of the train.
Yeah, yeah.
Hear that train, that chugga chugga. And so, you know, the harmonica is not only a reed instrument, it's also a percussive instrument. And so a lot of harmonica players are like, oh man, I really dig what you're doing, because a lot of, you know, harmonica is similar to beatbox because it's kind of magical. It's like, where the fuck is that? Where's that sound coming from? You can't see,
Yeah.
like you can see someone playing guitar, right? But with
Yeah.
harmonica, like, you know, it's a lot all in the, like how you shape your mouth and shit. But when you are beatboxing, like you're doing the exhale, right? But the exhale with the harmonica is more like folk music. But when you are breathing in, right? But then when you beat into it,
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man. Wow.
That's dope.
That is so fucking fresh, dude. I never seen nothing like that. That's amazing. Wow. That's wild, bro. Hell yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Very unique.
So yeah, the beatbox harmonica, you know, it's just I'm gonna keep doing it till my last breath.
That's what's
Right,
up.
right.
Keep
Yes,
doing it,
sir.
man.
Yeah,
We're
keep
almost
doing
at
it.
that hour mark, so you know what I mean? Like, any last words you want to say? Any shouts out, drops?
Let's get into the shout outs, man. And then we got to get you back on the show, man. I feel like there's so much more to
We
talk
got a
about.
lot to
Mhm.
talk about.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
There is
More
sir.
music and all that. So for sure, dude, I would love for you to do the
Like folks can find out about me like on Instagram. That's where, you know, Instagram and Facebook is really where I post my new shit, you know, all my music. Beatbox Harmonica Man, that's my handle. And working on this new album,
Yeah.
Planet BTBX, and the idea is that I'm a beatbox explorer, and my spaceship is my loop station, my keyboard, my microphone, and my harmonica. And I take you on a journey, and sound is the mode of travel, and the universe is Chicago. And
dope.
each
Wow.
or where my homies like y'all will be, you know, in one of the shows. You will be one of the planets.
That's
Um,
dope.
and then we do a collaboration, some live loops, live music. That's the idea, and then kind of go to the different planets. Like Kara Razan is going to definitely be a part of the album.
Oh, yeah.
We've done some shows
We
together.
had fun.
Definitely land on planet Nacro.
Back to backs, yeah.
Then land on Planet Break with some break dancers, and then finish the show or finish the album where we're all land on Planet BTBX, and that planet is fueled by all the other planets. So that's kind of the idea of the next album. I'm working on it, going to the studio.
Space Age.
Stage, it has that retro feel.
Yeah.
Early 90s. You know, like when I first wanted to do it, I was like, I am an alien extraterrestrial from planet BTBX. And my wife's like, so why are you an alien? I'm like, oh, oh no. She's like, no, be the explorer. So like, instead of sort of, I was thinking it was like, it's kind of a little bit like Afrofuturism, kind of appropriating that. It's like, no, actually I'm the explorer and I'm learning from these other planets.
That's dope.
Yeah, so that's the next album, but I've got this project that I'm like I said before, working with sort of jazz or music legends that have transitioned, doing collaborations with them, and so that has like hip hop. Really, that's kind of the vibe and the feel. But like, yeah, I mean, as Josh said, like I'm really kind of trying to come out more as a producer, and so my music is really, you know, is built for collaboration and working. So I've been collaborating with lots of different artists and musicians and graffiti artists and MCs and opera singers and it's kind of limitless in terms of.
So when the albums drop, when you start, or when these albums drop, man, we'll put you back on so we can play some stuff.
Yes, we promote it. Yes, sir.
We just got like a little taste, but man, we'll be happy to have you back on soon.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
You know?
Yeah, man. Time flies, and I really appreciate y'all having me on. Bringing like that. That's how we build new friendships and new collaborations, and I'm always down to collaborate. You know, always down to lend my music, which is kind of cool in terms of like if I'm not using a sample, but it's all me. You know, it's all me. So you know, knowing no one's gonna come after me or you if I put the shit out.
That's right. Yeah, man.
All original.
I'll get it kicked off, man. Man, shout outs to Yuri Lane for joining us this morning.
It's an honor, bro.
Definitely blew my mind with everything you do, sir. Super dope, man. Shout outs to Neil Taylor, True Heads Clothing, man.
Yeah, True Heads.
I got the lid for sure.
Man.
Yeah.
Shout outs to Master Groove for the logos that he does for us. Everything he does, man.
Stickers, t-shirts. Yep.
Shout outs to my daddy's records, man. He's been hooking me up with some dope wax lately. A lot of hard to find R&B that I got off of him. Check him out on Facebook. Great prices. He's got some shit, man. And shout outs to Sheila's Vinyl, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
She's always doing some
all
merch.
stars. To my crew, I'm a part of Blue Collar Rock Stars, and just
Oh
shout
yeah.
out to the whole Chicago hip hop community, to GQ, the teacher, to Pugs Adams, to Brave Monk, to all my Pinky Ring, who I've been performing with for a really long time, and you know, Chicago is just one of the hip hop meccas of the world. So that's just to be part of it, and to be recognized by my peers, and also just by the whole community. You know, and just the beatbox is really, anybody can do it. You know, all you need is rhythm and a sense of imagination. And I think that's what's so beautiful about hip hop, is that it doesn't matter where you come from, who you love, or if you got skills, you got skills, and you can do it. And so that's my message to the world, is to continue to practice the organic elements of hip hop, and don't use fucking backtracks on your damn vocals.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. You've heard it here. You always hear it here.
Did somebody hear that? You guys motherfuckers hear that?
No backtracking.
Just stop, right?
Stop that shit. You fuck shit up.
Fuck
No.
shit up, you know, like, no, don't, you know. And you know, if you can perform live, you know, like a lot of people, like, I went viral on TikTok, and now I'm gonna go up on stage and take a big dump, you know, like,
Yeah.
and so the hip hop is a life's practice, and when you get on stage, you know, you got to know how to perform, but if it's good music, it's good music, and people are gonna dig it and feel it, and beatbox and the MC is like milk and honey.
That's right, man.
Oh yeah.
T-Dub, what you got for shout outs, man?
Man, like always, everybody here, Yuri, for being here. We appreciate you coming in this morning. And you guys for always having me part of the podcast like we've been doing. Of course, my family, my wife, everybody holding me down. My boy DK, like always. And I'm just going to leave it like I always do. Tell everybody, keep chasing your dreams. Don't stop. Don't let nobody tell you nothing. If you ain't got the talent you think you should have yet, practice. It'll come along. Just keep going and do what you do.
That's right. Rick Rock.
Yeah.
This is our 5-year anniversary month.
Yeah, dude.
Happy anniversary, fellas.
Happy anniversary, y'all.
And we started with just like a little digital recorder.
Mm-hmm.
Dope.
Now here we are, you know, and I'm grateful, man. We got sponsors, people that support. We got a lot of cool people we've interviewed from Acrobats.
Yeah,
and
straight
from St. Louis. And
StreamYard.
so I'm really grateful for this. I mean, it's been a nice journey. I've been enjoying this all along, man. The live shows, the podcast, everything we've been doing, it's been fucking cool.
And you guys kicked it off during. You guys.
Yeah.
Had COVID?
Yeah, we kicked it off during COVID.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, we started to shut off COVID.
We're a COVID baby.
COVID.
So, man.
So we're just about supporting local talent, local business, you know, and create a network, you know.
Yeah.
Strong, solid network where we call, we just reach out to each other if we need something.
Yeah.
You
So,
know,
be part-
collab, lots of collabs since we started.
Dope.
In raw offices, you know.
Raw offices.
for
It's like
sure.
an element stew.
Yeah, pretty much.
So having you as part of you know, that family with us as well, you know, we embrace it because you have some really, you know, wonderful offer. It was just so unique. I was just blown
Yeah.
away.
Cool.
That's it. I mean, that's all I got to say. So thank
Josh
you, everybody.
Tree.
Yeah.
Mighty
Yo,
Josh Tree.
I'm thankful for all of y'all. And yeah, Yuri, thank you for coming on the show. I know this is, you know, it's a beautiful beginning of a strong relationship, you know, through the elements of hip hop that we're all fusing and building this this empire, if you will.
Yeah.
That is it's going to be hard to overcome our empire because of our, you know, positive force and momentum that is hip hop. But
go ahead, keep going.
no, go ahead.
I just wanted to say, I'm doing it's called Beats and Rolls where I do a performance and then I roll vegan sushi. Josh has checked it out. So
Dope.
Chef's kiss.
yeah, so Sunday, September 21st at the Nighthawk Bar, I'm gonna be rolling some delicious vegan sushi, and then doing a performance. So I'll send a link and stuff like that. But like, yeah, folks want to come out and see me do
Sure.
my live, and then also experience some delicious, all vegetables and fruit, and y'all be like, damn, that tomato tastes like tuna. Watch it.
I'm excited,
it's
man.
good. It's good. We're all foodies on this show, dude,
Hell
and
yeah.
you are a master chef. So, whether you're cooking in the kitchen or cooking up beats,
Oh shit.
I'm a fan.
Cook it up, Lane. It's got to be like a cooking hip hop show. I think that's how I'm gonna fucking make some real money.
There you go. There you go. Hey,
Totally.
let us play some rolls on the show,
All right.
but not sushi rolls.
Roll up some J's, roll up some food, and just get it started.
Hell yeah, man.
Oh yeah. All
I
right.
think
Dope show,
we're on
man.
a roll. I think we're
right.
on a roll here, guys.
Oh,
Yeah, this is another episode of Below the Surface, man. I'm your boy Dirtbag Johnny, and the place to be.
DJ Rick Rock.
It's your boy T Dub.
It's me, Josh Tree, at your surface.
And your guest, Yuri Lane.
Hey, we out of here. Peace.
Be safe, y'all.
Hell yeah.
Safe.